Hey, this is Rick Theriault, Maine Real Estate Guide, and I'm on location this morning in the town of Danforth, Maine. I'm standing on a 36 plus or minus acre wooded lot that's coming to market, and we'll hit the highlights here and then take a look around. But basically, this is a 36 plus or minus acre wooded lot with a 10 by 16 shell of a building that is brand new, just built, with a couple of interior roads, a good mix of hard and softwood. This lot was logged, I'm going to say, about 11 years ago, according to the seller. So about 2011 is when they cut this last. At one time, I would say this was farmland. There is a tremendous amount of apple trees throughout the woods here, and then in addition to that, for wildlife food and good future timber, there's a lot of stems of oak trees that I'm going to say are about 40 years old that are poking up above the canopy. They're looking pretty good. This property is coming to market at $42,500. It's got a lot going for it. Not the least of which is year-round access off of Route 169, which you can see behind me. It does have power at the street. It's pretty close to a public launch on Hot Brook Lake. That launch is about a half a mile from this property, so literally you could walk to the launch here in 5 minutes. So let's take a look around at this 36 plus or minus acre lot. So there's this nice grassy road that comes in off of Route 169, so you got year-round access. You could improve this a little bit, but this property would be a great cabin site, perhaps a place to just park a camper in the summertime and recreate in the greater Danforth area. Danforth, for those of you that don't know much about it, is a small town in Washington County, about 500 population. Within the town of the built-up section of Danforth, there's a grocery store, a hardware store, a gas station, a health clinic, just about everything you need in a pinch you can find in Danforth. For more shopping, you probably want to take about a 40-minute drive into the city of Holton, where you can find larger grocery stores and car dealerships and hospital and all those sorts of things. But this is just a great property. Again, this has a shell of a building, 10 by 16, that was just built. Actually, I met with the seller and he was kind of buttoning it up. It just has house wrap on the outside, so you'd need to side it. You know, whether you're going to put cedar shakes or vinyl or what have you, that would need to be done. It's uninsulated. Again, it's just a shell. 2x4 construction. But it's a nice little building. You could use it as a storage shed or perhaps just a little mini cabin here in the town of Danforth. It has had a soils test for a septic system. There is not a septic system here, but the soils test was performed where these stakes are over here, and it perked, so you could have a septic system installed here if you wanted to, and perhaps drill a well and drop a utility line off of the power that's available at the street, and you could have a nice country home site, or again, a place to park a camper in the summertime. It's nice and level here. Be easy enough to do. I mentioned there's quite a few apple trees here on the property. Here's, they're kind of overshadowed by the forest, but you could cut back some of these trees and open this up and have quite a nice little wild orchard here on the property. A lot of these taller trees that are the hardwoods that are poking up above the canopy, not all of them, but a lot of them are oak. So you're going to have a nice mass crop here for wildlife. So this would be a great little hunting parcel. 36 acres. It's a pie-shaped lot. It's kind of interesting. Got a lot of frontage on Route 169, about 1,600 feet of frontage. Where this little little building is kind of the center of the lot. So a good amount of privacy can be had right here. This little thread of a road that goes back here goes back about 700 feet, and I would say this was put in when they logged it. This is probably where they twitched the wood out. Again, this is a mixed wood forest. There's hardwoods and softwoods here. I see some young popple. This is young fir tree. Let's bushwhack through here a little bit. Here's some of the stumps when they last logged this. But no, this is just a great property at a really attractive price at $42,500. Year-round access, power at the street, 36 plus or minus acres in a brand new 10 by 16 building. There is a second clearing on the property that a person could utilize as well if you didn't like this one. So let's go check that out. So this is another clearing on the property that's right off of 169. I don't know, from the cabin site, I'm probably 600 feet as a crow flies to this location. Again, a nice level site. You know, if you mowed the bushes down here and kept after it, it would be a nice place again to park a camper, pitch a tent, build a house. Over here, roadside, there's half a dozen or more different apple trees poking out through the canopy. And this overgrown road goes back into the woods there a ways, and then terminates. And from here you can see some birches, some popple, some spruce. It's a nice mix of woods. Getting close to autumn. You can tell by the goldenrod is kind of dying out. Won't be long now. And a lot more fall colors will be evident here in this area. But this is a beautiful recreational property. Long-term woodlot holding. Just a place to get away to in the town of Danforth. We're on the southern end of Danforth, not too far from its town line here at this location. So it's a pretty quiet spot. We're going to take a ride down. I'll show you the public launch on Hot Brook Lake. Again, this property does not front on Hot Brook Lake. It's just a wooded 36 plus or minus acre parcel of land. But Hot Brook Lake is right across the street, and there is a public launch right there, so you have access to that, and pretty convenient access from this location. So we've arrived at the public launch on Hot Brook Lake, literally less than a minute from the driveway of the property I'm selling, the 36 plus or minus acres, to Hot Brook Lake. Now, Hot Brook Lake is a warm water fishery. It's a little better than 900 acres in surface area. It's got a maximum depth of approximately 18 feet. It is being managed by Maine Fish and Wildlife as a trophy smallmouth bass water fishery with above average bass size. It also is a very good white perch fishery, my understanding. And white perch, for those that are familiar with the fish, know that it's a fantastic fish to eat. White perch fillets are very, very good. So although the property does not have water frontage, it's got pretty darn good water access with this public launch just a minute away from the property. So if you're looking for a recreational piece of land that's not going to break the bank, take a solid look at this property in Danforth, Maine, coming to market at $42,500, 36 plus or minus acres, approximately 1,600 plus or minus feet of road frontage on Route 169, and nearby Hot Brook Lake for a nice afternoon paddle and maybe catch a few perch for dinner. So give Rick Theriault your Maine real estate guy to call at area code 207-731-9902.